there, and welcome. This is the Nisha Jackson Show. I am Rusty Humphrey. She is Nisha Jackson, and boy, we sure appreciate you being here. We are on every device at any time, anywhere in the world. I know I was on the other side of the world and actually watched a couple of Nisha Jackson shows while I was there and was showing her off. And so people in Bangladesh know who you are now, and it's very cool.
That's so cool.
Do us a favor and yourself. We're doing some special extra shows during this whole Corona crisis. Oh, I just made that up. Do you like that? The Corona crisis. We should have, right. We should have some kind of graphic. Whoosh, Corona crisis. So we're going to be doing 2 shows a week, pretty much Tuesday and Thursdays while this is going on, to get you updated, to let you know the latest, get you Nisha's take on all this stuff, and kind of help you feel better about what's going on and how you can get through this. Right, Nisha?
Yes. And I want to know, since we talked last, how many of you out there have limited your TV exposure and your computer exposure, because devices are not good for your immune system. Be constantly plugged into them, right? I want to know how many people have gotten exercise daily, opened up their doors, gotten fresh air into their house, ventilated their house, got outside to exercise, or exercised in their home if they're around too many people. I mean, how many people are taking some of those things seriously, being more cognizant about how important your sleep is at night, like sleeping deep at night and getting more sleep? How many people have started eating more vegetables and trying to limit the amount of sugar that they're putting in their body? Because those are some of the things that really will propel you forward and protect your body. They will protect your body against viruses and bacteria. And even if you are exposed to them, you have a fighting chance not to get them if your immune system is well protected. So that's so important just to keep in mind that you have control over a lot of this. It's not like you're just a sitting duck. I mean, do something about your body and about your exposure and your immune system.
Okay, there's one thing you said there that I'd not heard before, and that is staying away from the TV. And is it just because you don't want the negative energy, the negative stories, or is there another reason?
So I think that the biggest concern right now, and the jury is out on a lot of these things, is what is being constantly plugged into devices doing to us. What is the constant exposure to phones, computers, TVs, electronics? What are a constant exposure to electronics doing to us? Now, I realize we're recording a podcast and we want people to listen to it, obviously, but that's one thing, is what is the physical damage that's being done to our brains when we have a phone to our head, or we have it in our hands, or it's on our bodies? What is happening to our systems? And there's concern that it's causing inflammation in our body, and inflammation really is at the root of all diseases. So that's probably my biggest concern with being plugged into devices. But the other one, of course, is just the constant negative input of listening to what you're watching that isn't helping you in any way from a mental and spiritual and emotional standpoint.
Although I am watching a show on Amazon called The Royals, which is quite a good show. Interesting. There's no redeeming value to it whatsoever. So
well, there's no question, Rusty. There's some awesome shows, but I think being constantly exposed to negativity is what's dragging people down, and it's making them so negative in their mind that it's causing depression and anxiety, and it makes people feel helpless and hopeless. So that's what I'm referring to, because I do think there's some great TV shows that are out there for sure.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I was wondering, and one of the things I wanted to ask you about was supplements.
Yes.
I know that you have Brand X, and we want people to go to takebrandx.com, and there's some vitamins in there, and there's some other things like Airborne, or even going to your clinic and getting maybe an infusion of vitamin C. Does that stuff really make a difference, or is that just kind of something that makes us, placebo feel better?
Right. I'm glad that you just you set that one up for me very nicely, Rusty. I've been telling everybody that I can see that, because most people are saying, Nish, what are the most important supplements that we could be taking that will make the biggest difference right now? Like, I want to take this seriously. And so I tell people there's really 4 or 5 supplements that you actually want to be taking right now that would help boost your immune system, especially if you're symptomatic. If you're symptomatic, the chances are it's not coronavirus, but if you're symptomatic, it's still scary. And so there's some things you can do even if you're symptomatic. In fact, I was last week, I was symptomatic, not for corona, but I was symptomatic for what felt like the flu coming on, which is really common this time of year, right?
Okay, let me ask you, I don't want to interrupt, but I want to get there, because just because you have the cold right now doesn't mean you got the death coronavirus, right? I mean, you can still have a cold. It's not the only thing that's going on around there. Is that, am I correct in that assumption? Yeah,
this is an interesting thing, because I don't know. I know you and I have never talked about this, but people don't talk about the fact that 50 to 70,000 people a year die from influenza, from the flu.
Every year.
50 to 70,000 people.
Wow.
So nobody talks about that, and it's very contagious. So, I mean, obviously we're dealing with something that's much more virulent now than influenza A, B. But it's still kind of interesting to me that nobody really talks about it, right? Or hardly anyone talks about it.
What is the difference between, from your point of view? I know you're not a specialist in infectious diseases, but I'm sure you've studied this. What is the difference between the regular flu that you maybe were showing symptoms of, or maybe I was, and this coronavirus that is shutting down the economy in the world right now? Yeah,
the way that it invades the body is much more concerning. Certainly, the way it invades the lungs and its inflammatory effect on the body is very concerning, especially since many people weren't diagnosed for a while. The speculation on the number of days that somebody could be contagious before they're really symptomatic is also very concerning. How long it can live on surfaces is very concerning and unusual. So, and it's just extremely virulent. So those things are very concerning. But what I'm saying is whether you are concerned about streptococcus, you're concerned about viruses, you're concerned about flus, you're concerned about corona, one thing that you can do is change the way your immune system is supported by taking supplements that will help, that have had a tremendous amount of research behind them to show that they do work.
So what kind of supplements would you suggest?
So this is what I suggest for patients, just to keep it simple, that I think are the most important things and the things that I take, especially if I think I'm getting sick. But at this point, when people are filled with fear about their own immune systems and what they can do to protect themselves, here's what I would suggest. One is to get the Brand X. I know it sounds like I'm making an infomercial here, but the wonderful thing about Brand X supplement, it's an individual stick that looks like this. And you put it in your water bottle. You just shake it up in your water bottle. And I would suggest taking 2 of these a day. You can get them on the website takebrandex.com. And the reason why these are so wonderful is quercetin has actually been written up quite a bit lately in regard to the coronavirus. But quercetin is a very potent antioxidant. And it has been shown to actually halt and destroy viruses. We don't have any information. It's too early to tell if it has a positive effect on destruction of the coronavirus, but we know it can kill viruses and bacteria. It is very, very powerful antioxidant. Apples also contain quercetin in them, so eating more apples during the day, that's one fruit you actually should be eating a lot of. And I would suggest maybe 2 apples a day in addition to 2 sticks a day. There's other active ingredients in the pickup sticks. Korean ginseng is a really good supplement. Oh, I have this upside down. Sorry. Ginseng is another supplement that's excellent for energy. We use Brand X pickup sticks for energy, brain function, focus, stamina. It's an excellent pre and post workout supplement. But the thing that I like the most about it in relationship to corona is it's wonderful for your immune system and reducing inflammation. So this is one thing.
Now, quercetin, is that how you pronounce it? Is that correct?
Quercetin. It has a Q.
I believe that was something that they used a lot in World War II. And that was a big thing that really helped save a lot of the troops back then. Is that true?
Yes, absolutely. Quercetin's been around for a long time, and it's just so effective as a antiseptic and an antimicrobial and it actually does suppress viruses. So I think people should be on that. I also like it because it keeps people hydrated. You put it in water bottles and drink it. The other thing that I think is vital for your immune system, and certainly Linus Pauling had it right, vitamin C, high dose vitamin C. I hate to make this claim, but I'm going to make it anyway. I personally don't think there's anything that vitamin C won't kill at a certain dose. There's been a huge amount of research that has been done on vitamin C. I recommend it in a powder form. We sell it in our offices. It's very inexpensive in a powder form. And I recommend a half a teaspoon of this particular supplement in your water bottle. You could put it in with your Brand X, or you could just put it in additional water bottles that you're taking throughout the day, a half a teaspoon twice a day. So this is important for to use periodically to boost your immune system, or if you think you're sick or you are sick, boosting it up to even a full teaspoon twice a day. This is what we consider high dose vitamin C, which is up to 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams, sometimes 8,000 milligrams a day for short periods of time to really boost your immune system. Because what happens, Rusty, is that when you're sick, your body depletes itself of vitamin C, but you need vitamin C to help your immune cells work better. Mm-hmm. So you can see that insidious onset that happens. So we need vitamin C to fight viruses and bacteria, but when we are sick, we become depleted of vitamin C. Now, so that's why we need it.
Okay, one of the things I had thought about was going to your clinic, One Peak Medical, and getting one of those infusions, the IV drips. Right. Is that something that you would encourage, or is that overdoing it, or it doesn't really do much?
Right. Well, the good thing about vitamin C is that the vitamin C really gives your immune system what it needs to fight back. So if somebody is already sick, or somebody is maybe they have a compromised immune system to begin with, using IV vitamin C or even a shot of vitamin C, which actually kind of hurts a little bit, we can put lidocaine in it so it doesn't hurt as much. But it does seem to work better for some people because it bypasses the gut. So when you take it in a powder form like this, while it's very convenient and very inexpensive, and I use it this way also, I actually don't get it in a shot form. If you start out too quickly and you use too much of this, it can cause intestinal upset and diarrhea. So you have to kind of work up to it. But it doesn't necessarily mean you don't need it. It just means that it causes diarrhea if you use too much of it too soon. So if you get a shot or an IV, you're bypassing your gut and you're getting absorption that way. So I think an IV is wonderful for people who are already ill, or they have a compromised immune system, meaning they get sick often or easy, or they have some other autoimmune disorder or something that their immune system's working on or working against, that they need an extra little boost.
I would also think that the extra hydration with that would help a lot.
Yes. Okay. Yes. It does. It makes a big difference.
All right, I'm going to make an appointment and get up there.
They have the vitamin bars in a lot of cities now, and I do think it's really important. We're doing a lot of vitamin shots and vitamin IVs right now, because it is one thing people can do that's relatively inexpensive and it works quickly, especially if you're sick.
Are you seeing many people with the coronavirus coming into your office yet?
No. Certainly a lot of people that think they have it and people that have been tested, but we haven't had a positive test in this city as of yet.
Is there anything, and I know we're running out of time here, but maybe somebody's kind of feeling run down. Oh no, I got the coronavirus. What kind of things do I look for?
Right. So certainly if you're coughing, you're running a temperature, you're sneezing, you're having congestion, if you do that quick test that they recommend that you do on some of the virtual medical sites, is where you actually inhale and hold your breath for 15 to 20 seconds, even 10 seconds. If you can't hold it without coughing, you probably need to be evaluated. So it's very respiratory. So those are some of the symptoms you'd be worried about.
Okay, but I've got this little cough that keeps popping up every little bit, but I don't feel anything else.
I know it's hard because if you have allergies, you have a history of asthma, you have any other lung issues, it can be deceiving, just that little test. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're sick. Most people know they're sick. It's certainly, if you've had the flu before, it's very similar, only usually much more intense as time goes on.
And is it really so much worse for the elderly? I mean, you're in your early 30s. I'm in my 50s. We're probably okay, even if we did get it, correct, for our ages?
If we get the virus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I think that these kind of things we're talking about today are going to help protect us. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm just going to assume no one listening to this is going to get the virus.
This is going to help you not get it.
This is what I'm assuming. Okay. I'm assuming this is going to help people stay more healthy. And I think also social isolation, some of the things that we're working on right now. I mean, I think it's very smart that we just stop going out and being exposed to other people. I think that that's a really, really smart idea right now, because it's probably the only thing that's going to help stop the spread of it, which of course is what we're trying to achieve.
I was going to ask you, that's interesting, because I was wondering, I mean, it just seems like it's so overdone. I mean, we're destroying the economy. You can't go to, and eat in McDonald's. Not that I should be, but I'm just saying for a suggestion. Do you really think that it's the right thing to do?
I don't know. I mean, I can't really respond to that, because certainly I have my own thoughts. I think the thing that's perplexing is how many people die every year of the flu virus. 50 to 70,000 people every year. And so is this blown up too much? I'm not really in a position to say that. I'm very concerned about what it's doing to the psyche of people that don't know how they're going to pay their rent. I'm very concerned about the psyche of people and how it affects their immune system and just getting sick in general. So I think that's really, I'm all about solutions. I'm all about here's a problem, let's get a solution. And I think that's what I want to give to people right now, is I want to give them hope and solutions to trying to just fight back with their own body and their own immune system.
Okay, so wrap it up here for us. What should we be doing to get ready to make sure that we don't get this as much as possible?
Okay, vitamin D is the next supplement. So we've talked about the sticks, the daily Brand X, Take Brand X sticks. And we've talked about vitamin C, high dose vitamin C you can get on my website, which is nishajackson.com. And you can also get vitamin D on my website. These are very important for your immune system. Most people don't understand thousands of studies have been done on vitamin D and its ability to suppress and kill viruses. It protects your immune system. Vitamin D is actually the weapon. I believe it's one of the weapons that our immune system uses to punch holes in viruses, viral cells. So vitamin D is really important, but you got to take enough of it. You don't want to be taking 600 international units or 800. You need to take more. This is 5,000 international units. You could be tested in the medical office to see what your blood level is, but most of the research is showing that you need to have a level of between 40 and 80 to be able to get your immune system to fight off viruses and bacteria.
So would now be a time, if you're doing 5,000 international units and that's what you've been doing, would now be a time to take 2 of those a day instead of 1? Okay.
Yes. I don't want to give general medical advice online, but if you're sick, so what I do, I'll just tell you what I do.
Okay.
When I'm sick for short periods of time, I'll take 10,000 international units of vitamin D to give myself a boost. And it works very good. At the very least, Rusty, it makes you super happy because it's the sunshine vitamin, okay? It makes you very happy. It's kind of an upper. So seasonal affective disorder, they think this is one of the main problems with seasonal affective disorder, people that get sad in the winter. So vitamin D is really important.
So that would be probably don't want to take that in the at night then before bed. Is that
I think it gives you energy. I take my vitamin C and your vitamin D. Remember, vitamins work better with food. I take them with food during the day. I don't take them at night. I also take AM stress, which helps your stress system, particularly your cortisol level. I take these during the day because they do give you energy. And so anyway, vitamin D, they've done head-to-head studies looking at vitamin D versus the flu vaccine. Guess what? Vitamin D wins. It prevents more flu illnesses than the flu vaccine.
Is that right? I've never heard it. Wow.
Do we need any more evidence? Okay, vitamin D is your answer. Plus, it does so many other things. It helps prevent cancer. It helps prevent dementia. It helps prevent heart disease. It helps prevent osteoporosis. So it does so many. It makes you happy.
That's awesome.
I mean, really, it's very important. So the last supplement I want to talk about is curcumin. Who would have known that the spice turmeric, curcumin is part of the ingredient of the spice turmeric. And curcumin is an excellent anti-inflammatory. It's really, really, really good as an anti-viral. So it does support your immune system. It reduces inflammation. And that's one of the concerns that we have with the flu virus, particularly the coronavirus, is the inflammation problem that's associated with it. It's a huge concern, the inflammatory effect that the coronavirus has. But that's true for a lot of other viruses and bacterial infections, is the inflammation that you're getting. And we live a way today that causes a lot of inflammation. So we're going into this virus with already having inflammation in our bodies. So curcumin is excellent at reducing inflammation. This one I do take at night. I take 2,000 milligrams of this at night. This is not our brand, but we have it on our website, and it's an excellent brand of curcumin.
Okay, that's a great list. All right, so quickly, give me the rundown again. The bullet point. What supplements we should be taking?
So I have 4 that I recommend for you to fight back, get your immune system in place, and if you're symptomatic, you should be on all of these. I think everybody should be on all of them right now. You don't have to be on them long term. But right now you should be on them, and that's the sticks. 2 of these a day. They look like little single packets like this, and you put them in your water. So 2 water bottles a day with one of these.
Brand X.
And that's takebrandx.com. Mm-hmm. And then these 2 supplements are on my website, nishajackson.com. That's vitamin D. It comes in a 5,000 international unit capsule. You take vitamins with food. And vitamin C, a half of a teaspoon twice a day. This will be really good if you already are sick, or you have allergies, or you have something going on that's really compromising your immune system. And then lastly is curcumin. I just think it's so wonderful, and the research is really showing that it has such an excellent antiviral, anti-inflammatory effect that supports your immune system.
Yes.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Okay. I'm going to say one more thing. Okay. I'm into this now also. I don't mean to sound like a crazy.
What is that? Grass clippings and water?
I'm steeping honeysuckle tea. So here's the deal. I didn't used to drink honeysuckle tea. I just started because I started researching all of the traditional Chinese medicine and some of the antiviral supplements that are out there. And many of them actually contain honeysuckle tea. And many of the people that had corona that got over it in China were drinking honeysuckle tea.
Is that right? I've not heard that.
So, of course, in Nisha fashion, I ordered 1,000 bags of honeysuckle tea. I got enough tea to last me a lifetime.
Oh, you're the tea hoarder instead of the TP hoarder. That's good.
Yeah, so loose tea, I like this little container because you can just put on your cup, and then it just it just steeps it, and then it puts it into your cup.
I got one of those at Teavana.
Yeah, at Teavana.
Uh-huh. Awesome.
But you can order them online too. Okay. That's enough for today.
I got to tell you, this is a great show. This is a very, very important program during an important time. And Nisha, as always, you rock. You're the best.
Thank you.
And
I spilled my tea.
Uh-oh. Well, last time you spilled something, it was on me, so that's probably better. We're gonna probably get the transcript of this show out quickly too, because people need to see this, have all that information. You go to nishajackson.com for that. Also, if you would, subscribe to the program, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, The Range Broadcasting, wherever you're finding the show, please subscribe to it. We are doing extra programs during this corona crisis. And so we want to make sure that you get a chance to check them all out. So thank you very much. NishaJackson.com, TakeBrandX.com. And until next time, I'm Rusty Humphreys, and she is Nisha Jackson, and this is The Nisha Jackson Show.